my name is Rasa Craig, and thank you for joining me here at Legacy Faith Media. If you're here visiting me today, chances are that you are considering homeschooling your child or children. If that's the case, I know there's a lot of things that we think about when considering to homeschool, and it might seem like a very daunting decision to make. So I'm here today to kind of help walk you through it and help you overcome some of those initial hurdles. So I know that there's three main concerns that I come across when talking to different friends and acquaintances that I meet when they are considering homeschooling. So today in this video, I just wanted to cover those three main things. Number one is socialization. Number two is the legal aspects of homeschooling. And number three is, am I qualified to teach my child? So really briefly, I just wanted to go over socialization. Socialization is actually the reason why I decided to homeschool my children. I myself was a public school child and I had never heard of homeschooling before. But when I was 16, that's when I met my first homeschool family, and I could tell immediately that the children in this family were different than my public schooled peers. What is different about this family? When I found out that they were a homeschool family, even though I had no idea what that was, I just decided at that moment, I am going to homeschool. No doubt about it, I'm going to homeschool. But then as I got older, I got married, I had a child, I was like, oh no, I'm going to homeschool. What am I going to do? And I know that when I started mentioning to family members and friends that I would be homeschooling my child, they kept bringing up this idea of socialization, or this problem of socialization, because so many people are only familiar with children learning how to socialize in a school setting. They thought there's no way that this child's going to learn how to interact with other human beings if they're not at school. But I can tell you that when you are doing things in the real world, you're interacting with your family, you're interacting with your parents, and you're watching your parents interact with other adults, there's plenty of opportunity for social interaction throughout a homeschool day. Let's not forget there's plenty of co-ops, lessons, social groups, camps, things like that they can definitely be around their peers throughout the day. So now that we covered number one, let's get to number two, the legal aspects of homeschooling. Every state has different legal requirements that you're going to want to find out before you start homeschooling. And so one easy way that I've always done this, because I've lived in multiple states that have had different legal requirements, and really early on in my homeschooling, I found out about the Homeschool Legal Defense Association, and they have a website, hslda.org. You could go visit that website and they'll have a big map of the United States, and you just click on your state and it will list all the legal requirements in layman's terms for you, so that you can figure out what the legal requirements are for your state. And so I recommend going to their website. It's not very hard to navigate, and just find out what you need to do for your state. And number three, am I qualified to teach my child? I know that this one makes lots of people nervous. I mean, after all, we feel like, oh no, if my child doesn't succeed, it's all my fault. Well, first off, children are hardwired to learn. So don't put so much of the pressure on yourself. They're just made to learn. They're like little sponges. So as long as you give them the tools that they need to succeed and you're giving them the right resources, a lot of times they can teach themselves a lot of the stuff on their own, and you could be more like a tutor. A lot of parents get a little nervous when they start thinking about high school level education and chemistry class or higher level math classes, things that they themselves didn't do too well at a high school level. And I just want to say that if your children are really small, please don't cross that bridge until you get there. And if you are at that bridge and you feel like, oh no, I don't think I could teach them this class or that one, I will say there are so many homeschool resources available. The homeschool community is a super supportive community. So if you have questions, you could go on a Facebook homeschool support page and find plenty of answers to the questions you have there. There are also, like, my 14-year-old is doing online learning. And so if there's a class that you don't feel particularly confident in teaching, they could always take a supplemental online learning class where they're learning from somebody else in that particular subject. But please do not let that one thing, that one class that you don't feel like you could teach your child, be the thing that keeps you from leaping in and enjoying the wonderful life of homeschooling. So I hope that helped you a little bit today. I'm going to link below the other videos that I make on each one of these things so that you can go a little bit more in depth and learn about the socialization, legal, and qualification to teach your children videos. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video and found it helpful, please like it or share it with other friends of yours that you know are considering homeschooling. Thank you so much and have a good day. Bye-bye.